Number 2, a sample of oxygen occupies a volume. When the volume is increased, the new pressure, so this is the new pressure, so that's P2. Okay, I knew it was P because it said pressure, but it said the new pressure. So what I'm actually looking for is P1. So what formulas have P's and V's? Okay, it's going to be, and I'll plug in my values. I don't have P1, that's what I'm looking for. That's my V1. I'm going to multiply this right-hand side first, just to get rid of it. You can go ahead and check your work with mine. When it comes to relationship, you have to see where you started and where you ended up with. You know, it's similar to your initial and your final. What's the relationship between pressure and volume? So my volume 1 was at 365, and then it increased to 478. So volume increased, pressure was at 315, then dropped to 241. Pressure decreased, so one went up and one went down. So the relationship's always going to be, if it's involving volume and pressure, if one goes up, the other goes down. That's inverse. So if you think of a soda pop bottle, okay? And there's pressure inside the bottle. Well, if you shrink the bottle even more, that means volume went down. Okay, so volume decreased. Pressure's gonna go up because there's less space now in that bottle. So it increased pressure. If you increase the volume and make it a very, very large container, pressure goes down because now there's a lot of space to move around. It's not so much pressure inside. So this relationship works for anything involving volume and pressure. Number 3, and you're gonna see a pattern, I think, after number 3. Let's see. It says if 72.3 liters is going to be volume. It's cooled from 36 degrees to negative 156. What will the volume of the gas become? First, we need to change our Celsius degrees to Kelvins. Now I can plug everything in. My V1's right here. So I'm looking at my formula chart. There's only one formula that's V's and T's only, and that's I'll plug in what I have. Remember, if you see fractions like this, you're cross multiplying. So my V1 was 72, my V2 is 27, so V decreased. My V1, the volume, or the pressure, oh no, temperature. Okay, the temperature was 309, and then the went down, so temperature decreased. It's a direct relationship. If you look at the formulas that are the fraction ones that you divide, and then you look at the relationship, they're direct. So when you're dividing, it's direct relationships. One goes up, the other goes up. But when it's a formula such as this one, where there's no division, they're inverse relationships. So that's always, you know, if you don't want to go through the process of trying to understand the concept, that's one thing you could just memorize. Like, oh, okay, it's in fraction form, then I already know it's a direct relationship. Oh, it's all being multiplied, it's an inverse relationship. You can try to do number 4 by yourself, and then you can check your work with me. Right away over here I see what would the new volume be, so I'm looking for V2. I need to change my temperatures to Kelvins. So a formula with T's and V's, we've done this before. And again, I can tell because it's a division one that the relationship is going to be direct, but we'll see at the end. So again, the pattern is if it's a division type formula, it's a direct relationship. If it's a multiplication style formula, okay, it's going to be an inverse relationship. I'll plug my values in. You should do the same and check your answer without watching me do everything to see if you can do it on your own. So I look at the formula, temperature started at 297 and then increased to 319. So T increased, volume was at 95 and then went to 103. Volume increased, direct relationship. Does anybody have any questions on the formulas, how to do the math?
Instead of doing
Okay, so another way what you're doing is you're multiplying 319 here to get rid of it, and then 319 here. Okay, and that's a different way you can do that if you prefer not cross multiplying. Yeah, we'll be finishing this up tomorrow in preparation for just knowing how to do the formulas on the exam. If you need help, you can come to tutoring during 4th or 5th period lunch. Let me know if you need help on that. Make sure your lab was turned in today. I'm going to just go ahead and input those now. Remember, you only have this week if you wanted to fix your pH exam grade.